the grasp beneath. Most towns have a place people warn you about, but not too loudly. Places that make their way into back-of-the-classroom dares, locker room whispers, campfire stories told a little too late at night. In Salina, Kansas, that place is Gypsum Hill Cemetery. On the surface, it's just a quiet cemetery like any other. It's not hidden, it's not overgrown or neglected. In fact, it's well maintained. You could drive by it every day and never feel the chill, during the day at least. But the locals know something's wrong there, especially in the older section, the northeast quadrant. They don't say it outright, but you'll notice people speed up their walk when they pass that side. You'll see joggers cross the street, or dog walkers tug their pets away. Dogs especially. They seem to sense something the rest of us can't. There's a story that floats around. It's not official. There's no news article to point to, no plaque or pamphlet that mentions it, but it's passed down, quietly, cautiously, and the rule is always the same. Don't go looking for the grave, because if you find the right grave and you stand on it, the ground will move. A hand, cold, pale and dead, will reach out from the soil and try to grab you. Some say it's trying to pull you down. Others say it's just lonely. No one really knows, because no one sticks around long enough to see what happens if it grabs hold. Some people think it's all a myth, an old story told to scare teenagers. But others have stories. One of those people is Lila. Lila never struck anyone as the superstitious type. She was sharp, confident, the sort of person who didn't flinch at scary movies or creaking houses. She liked exploring abandoned places, loved thrill-seeking. But even years later, when she told me what happened that night, she shook. She didn't cry, didn't dramatize, but her eyes kept drifting, like she expected something just outside her vision. It started when she met Daniel, a guy she'd only known a few weeks. He was charming in that reckless, odd kind of way, a bit too into local legends. He told her about Gypsum Hill on their second date. "I've been there," he said, swirling his drink, "and I've seen it. The hand. I didn't stay, but I know how to find it." She laughed, of course, thought it was just another guy trying to impress her. But then he got quiet, too quiet. "Let's go," he said. "I'll take you, tonight." She said yes. They parked a block away just before midnight, leaving their phones locked in the glove compartment. That was part of the rules, Daniel said. No light, no electronics. "It interferes," he muttered. "It needs your attention." The cemetery gate wasn't locked. They slipped inside under a sky smeared with thin clouds, the moon pale and distant. The air was colder than it should have been. Lila remembers that. She had gloves and a thick coat, but still felt the chill settle into her bones. The kind of cold that doesn't seem to touch your skin, just bypasses it and goes straight into your chest. Daniel led the way, walking with eerie confidence. No flashlight, no hesitation. He moved through rows of gravestones like he'd memorized the layout. Lila remembers feeling unnerved by how quiet it was. Not peaceful, silent. No wind, no cars in the distance. Even their footsteps sounded muffled. "This is it," he said, stopping at a plot with no name. Just a weathered stone with the year 1871 carved into it. That's all. No first name, no last, no epitaph. Lila stood in front of it, expecting him to explain more, but he didn't. "Just stand on it," Daniel whispered. "If it's the right one, you'll feel it." She hesitated. "What's supposed to happen?" He didn't answer. The air changed. That's how she described it later. Like the pressure shifted and everything went still. The cemetery, already silent, became dead. No breeze, no rustle of trees, not even the hum of distant traffic. Then she felt it. A pulse in the earth, subtle, like the ground took a breath. She stumbled back. "Did you feel that?" she asked. Daniel only smiled. Then the dirt began to shift, slowly, like something was pushing up from beneath. Fingers broke through first, thin gray with torn nails and patches of skin missing. They clawed weakly at the earth, scraping upward, and then a hand. It wasn't reaching. It wasn't waving. It was grabbing, wild and desperate, the way someone grabs onto a ledge before they fall. Lila couldn't move, her body locked in place, but Daniel turned and ran. He didn't call to her, didn't try to pull her away, just ran, vanishing into the shadows. And the hand, it latched onto her boot. The grip was freezing, not surface cold, internal cold, like every cell in her foot screamed in protest. She kicked, she screamed. She could barely break free, stumbling back until the hand lost grip and slid slowly back beneath the dirt. The ground closed behind it, smooth as before. Not a trace left. Lila limped back to the car alone. Daniel was there, shaking, pale. He wouldn't speak. He drove her home, hands white-knuckled on the wheel. He never returned her calls after that. Changed his number, moved out of town a few weeks later. She kept the boot, tried to clean it, warm it, even burned it. But the toe, where the hand had grabbed her, remained stiff, like something inside the leather had died. But that's not the end. Months later, she started seeing things. Out of the corner of her eye, shapes, shadows. A handprint once, smeared across her bathroom mirror. Not hers, not Daniel's. She lived alone. She heard whispers at night, not voices. Just a low, continuous sound, like something wet dragging across wood. She moved twice. Still it followed. She wasn't alone. I've spoken to 3 other people with similar stories. One man, a retired groundskeeper, claimed to have seen the same grave reappear in different parts of the cemetery. Never with a name. Just the year. 1871. A teenage girl said she and her friend played a game there once, Find the Cold Grave, they called it. They took turns lying on graves, daring each other to lie still and wait. Her friend disappeared 2 nights later. Never found it. And then there's Corey. He live-streamed his trip to the cemetery last October. Just a joke, he said. I'm gonna find the grabby hand and high-five it, he posted. But near the end of the video, his voice changed. He got quiet. His flashlight flickered. Then there was this sound, not wind, not footsteps. A wet scraping. He muttered, "It's cold," and the camera fell. The feed went black. They found his phone near an unmarked grave 2 days later. No footprints nearby, just the phone, cracked and drained. His body was never found. People have theories that the grave moves, that it chooses, that it's not about where you walk, but what you bring with you. Grief, guilt, curiosity. Whatever it is, the grave responds. And if it does and you're standing on it, you'll feel that breath, that pulse. And then, the hand. Some say it just wants to be remembered. Others believe it wants company. Some whisper it's a punishment, reserved for those who tempt fate too often or walk where they shouldn't. But here's the real problem. Every time someone tells the story, every time someone thinks about it, the grave shifts, moves closer, listens. And if you're listening now, if your skin feels just a little colder, if the air in the room thickens, if something brushes your ankle and there's nothing there, then maybe you're already standing on it, and it's already reaching for you.